Tropical Storm Debby, relentless in its fury, has made a second landfall. The Carolinas are now bracing for impact. This isn't Debby's first strike. It already slammed into Florida as a Category 1 hurricane. Now, downgraded but still dangerous, it brings a new wave of fear. Heavy rain, tornadoes, and the ever-present threat of severe flooding along the East Coast. Debby is a slow-moving storm. It lingers, drenching everything in its path. The southeast is already soaked from its initial pass. This second landfall is a gut punch, a reminder that Debby isn't finished yet. The situation is dire. The storm's slow movement means its impact will be felt for days. Vigilance is key. Residents in Debby's path must stay informed and heed all warnings. This is a matter of life or death. Tragedy has struck in the wake of Tropical Storm Debby. A tornado, spawned from the storm's fury, ripped through Lucama, North Carolina. The town is in mourning. One life has been lost. This latest fatality brings the storm's death toll to a heartbreaking 7. The tornado's impact was swift and brutal. It tore through homes and businesses, leaving a trail of destruction in its wake. The people of Lucama are left picking up the pieces. The storm's power is a stark reminder of nature's raw force. The death toll is a grim reminder of the very real dangers associated with Tropical Storm Debby. This isn't just a weather event, it's a life-altering disaster. Our hearts go out to those who have lost loved ones. The National Hurricane Center is closely monitoring Tropical Storm Debby's every move. As of Thursday, the storm was churning its way through South Carolina. It made landfall near Charleston, bringing with it winds of 45 miles per hour. Debby is moving slowly, at a crawl of 7 miles per hour. It's currently located 90 miles north of Charleston, but its path is clear. It's heading northwest, aiming its fury at South and North Carolina throughout Thursday. By Friday, Debby is forecast to reach the mid-Atlantic and northeast. Residents in these areas are on high alert. The storm's slow movement means it will linger, dumping rain and spreading misery. Everyone in its path needs to be prepared. Section 4. Relentless rain and threatening tides. The dangers of Debby. Tropical storm. Debby is a double threat. It brings the danger of torrential downpours and the lurking menace of storm surge. Forecasters warn that Debby is packing a punch, ready to unleash 3 to 9 inches of additional rain. Some areas, particularly the Carolinas, could see a staggering 25 inches by Friday. This much rain is a recipe for disaster. Flooding is imminent. Rivers will swell, streets will turn into rivers, and homes could be inundated. The ground, already saturated from previous storms, can't absorb anymore. And then there's the storm surge. The ocean, whipped into a frenzy by Debby's winds, will rise. Coastal areas face the brunt of this threat. The surge, combined with high tides, could send water levels surging 1 to 3 feet above ground. The result? Catastrophic flooding in areas that rarely see a drop of salt water. Section 5. Flood risk. Coastal communities on high alert. The Carolina coast is staring down the barrel of a flooding disaster. The Hurricane Center's warning is stark. Water levels could surge 1 to 3 feet above ground if the peak surge coincides with high tide. This is a worst-case scenario, but it's one that coastal communities must prepare for. The combination of storm surge and high tide is a dangerous cocktail. It has the power to reshape the coastline, swallowing homes, businesses, and infrastructure in its wake. The message to residents is clear: be prepared to evacuate. Your life may depend on it. But it's not just the coast that's at risk. Inland areas, especially those with poor drainage, are also vulnerable. Flash flooding is a real and present danger. The ground is already saturated, and any additional rain could overwhelm drainage systems. Section 6. Debby's reach. Inland flooding threat. Tropical storm. Debby's reach extends far beyond the coast. As it churns northward, it's expected to merge with a frontal boundary over the mid-Atlantic region on Friday. This collision of weather systems will fuel Debby's fury, bringing heavy rain and the potential for flash flooding to a much wider area. From Virginia to Vermont, residents are bracing for impact. While Debby's intensity is expected to decrease as it moves north, the threat of heavy rain remains. This is not the time to let your guard down. The risk of flash flooding is very real. The message from officials is clear: stay informed. Monitor weather updates closely. Heed the advice of local authorities. This is a dangerous storm, and preparation could mean the difference between safety and disaster.